know it, they feel it, and they will go to heaven.
And what happens when the no relative meditates and they are in heaven, in hell?
They are in
How
hell?
do they get out of hell?
Yes, if their crime was not so great, they come out immediately at the time of your initiation. If it's too great, they have to wait a little until I break through the I would say the turtle bureaucracy. Con rùa hành chánh á. Yes, please. You can ask again. You can ask again. Yes.
How many levels must one break through? Breaking out of the
If you
physical?
broke in four at least, yeah, and then you go to the fifth, then you became the master. But meanwhile, if you just get to the 3 level, beyond the 5 there are more, huh? 5 is just general speaking. Within each level there are hundreds of sub-levels, you know what I mean? So sometimes people say many levels. It's also true. But we compress it into 5, you know? One belongs to the emotion, the other one belongs to the intellect, and the other one belongs to the creative power, which create the whole world and absorb it into. There's a Brahma power. And another one is nothing, non-good, non-bad, non-intellect, non-feeling. That is what the Buddhists call the empty void, emptiness. But that is not the final. When you're empty of everything, you're nothing. You don't want to be nothing, you know? We have to become what we have been, you see? Not just to become nothing, empty of nothing, no emotion, no desire, no wish, no feeling. That is not nirvana. Even though nirvana means desirelessness. Desirelessness doesn't mean we become like a stone on empty and blank, you see? So we have to go through that level of nothingness, and we go back to the level of mastership, of Buddhahood. But that is the house of the master only. There are above other levels. You can go and come as you wish after you're free, okay? But after you get through the 3rd level, you're already free of karma. Free of karma means you're free of good and bad. You have free of reward and punishment. But that doesn't make you any better person. You know what I mean? It's not perfect. You're free of everything. But then, if you do it again, you will commit it again. But maybe you don't. If you do something, maybe because you reach the 3 level, you have no karma, maybe, because you're already fine. Your ego is very, very less. But that doesn't mean you're already a perfect person with knowing everything. To know everything, to do everything without doing, to appear every places in the same time, to be omnipresent, you have to reach the 5th level at least. Understand now? Because at that time, we are one with all things already. That's why we can be everywhere. That doesn't mean we have to walk everywhere, but we are one with everything, with every place. We transcend time, space, you know what I mean, and all the relative conception. That's why anybody call us, we are not there, but we are there. We are there, but we're not there. So they label or they title, they praise the Buddha as omnipresent. Rulai, Ruchi. I mean, the 3rd come. I mean, he comes, but he don't come. He go, but he doesn't go. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that. Yeah. More? Yeah, please. Oh, can you wait next time? Yes. You talk? No. You talk first. It's okay. Behind there's somebody.
Yeah. Should I be concerned that I didn't see or hear anything new during initiation?
Oh, what do you mean new? You heard it before? See it before?
Yes.
Never mind. It will improve.
Oh, okay.
Only if you don't see anything, you should concern. But if you did see, you did hear, it's fine. Some people, they have not been initiated, you see, but they have a lot of faith in the master and the teaching before they come. So some disciple contacted them, see, due to contacting with the disciple and believing in the master, they already have enlightenment experience, you see. So maybe when they come finally they come officially for initiation, they don't see new things because the level was still there. The master already blessed them before they come. So no need to bless anew. So your level already is like this, you see? And you're coming, going, go. Huh? No need to worry. And some people will come and just learn a little bit of kind of convenient method with our disciples. just sit, very easy way, half an hour a day, a thing like that. Still, they already have an enlightenment experience. So no need to wait into initiation. Some people at the time of initiation, they have more, better experiences. Just because the level to happen now is the time to turn. See? All right? Please, don't worry. You okay?
Please, could you explain me the time when the spirit come to the physical body?
Oh, that's sometime at the conception, sometimes afterward, or come and go. And sometime when it's born. Yes? Yes. Okay?
The pregnant woman is without the baby inside.
Yes.
Is without spirit, the baby is without spirit for a moment.
Sometimes no need the soul to stay there all the time.
Is enough with that?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Because the body function mechanically with the mind. You understand? With the mind. Also, the soul don't need to contact the body to make it function. Yeah? It doesn't have to. Power very strong. Very strong. Yeah. So sometimes, that's why sometimes a disciple, far away, very far away, but sometimes they pray to the master to do something, and the master can sometimes influence their body, help them to do that thing. And they know that it's not me who do it. But occasionally, yeah? But when you meditate very long and reach a very high level, and even though the master influence you, you don't know, because you become one with the master. So you do, master do is the same thing. All right? Because we don't function with the body alone. And we are not the body. At the beginning and at the end, we are not. So it's just the illusion that we have at the moment to have a body. Because it serves a purpose. Yeah, it serves a purpose. So we still accept it. Anything else?
One more. Last
Yeah,
one.
and
Last
no
one.
problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. During one of my meditations, I got an experience that I saw you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you told me something in Chinese or Vietnamese that I didn't understand. so my request is if the next time speak in English.
How did you see me?
Because I saw you.
But how? Where?
Well, I was.
You have to consider the situation, the background.
The situation was this. So I was sent to a room,
Yes.
and you were there.
Mm-hmm.
To the left side, completely, and then you told me something.
The left side what?
And on my left side,
Mm-hmm.
you appear,
Uh-huh.
whole body.
How many people there?
No, nobody there.
Only you?
Nobody, only
Okay.
you and me.
Oh.
And then you told me something in Chinese or Vietnamese.
Oh, is that right?
It was something very short, but
Uh,
even though I didn't understand, so.
can you repeat the sentence?
No, oh, sorry.
Why, if you cannot repeat it, I cannot translate you. I didn't know. If you forget it, then forget it.
Next time, please speak in English.
Oh. Well, why didn't you request then? I probably mistaken you for a Vietnamese guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, that means you have not developed enough. Mostly, the master inside speak to you in your own language. Yes. Many people heard it in Spanish, in Portuguese, in African language. If they contact the master inside, the master not most of the time, I mean 99.9999% would speak the native language to the disciples.
1%?
Perhaps just something special. Make a joke with you. Perhaps nothing important to tell you. Just to let you know that it's real. The master speak Vietnamese. Yeah, because other master will not speak Vietnamese to you. Yes. Yeah. Maybe you just pray. You say, "Oh, master, please let me see me," but you didn't say, "Please speak English." So it doesn't matter what the master speaks, it doesn't matter, no? It's your fault. You didn't make your statement clear. Now the master probably hear it already, so maybe next time we speak English. Yes, please.
Yes, many masters around the globe have said that we need to be concerned about the elevation of our own spirit and not try to change the world or whatever. But we see a lot of ethnic cleansing around the globe and a lot of suffering people. Do we, as initiates, have any special role or karma to play besides our own elevation in the suffering of these people?
Don't you think I do enough? Don't you think I teach you enough by my actions? Do you think I sit around in my room or in my tent all day long and do nothing? Huh? I don't teach you enough? Oh. I don't teach by words, but I teach by action.
Yes.
Yes. We have helped people around the world, no matter what race, what nationality, yeah, and what sect they belong to, what master they follow, see, what religion they believe. We have anybody. If you want the record or the proof, you ask Melly to fax to you all the receipts and rest. Yes. Yes? Any more questions? But of course, you see, you can't expect me to help the whole world because our resource, our manpower, and our time is limited. I just help whenever I can, and what is when it's emergency. And if I can contact these people also, you see, through some agency, because you can't just help, not because you have money and then you can give. No, the money won't go to people. You know what I mean? I have to make sure that truly my money will go to this person, then I will help. And mostly in emergency only. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I am not a billionaire, I tell you. I have millions of dollars for sure, but all my money goes to buy a meditation center for people to meditate. For example, this one, I paid myself fully, no mortgage. It's nothing to talk about. So that when they come here, they sit, they don't have to think of the mortgage. Every month, the credit, they have to pay how much money and things like that. They just sit and purely concentrate on meditation. Yeah? I don't wish to spoil them this way, but if I have the mean, I do it. See? I cannot do it to every center or every place. It depends on how much people. If a lot of people, it's worth it. But if only a few, 20 or 10, then they can rent a small room or do it in their house or find a way. You know what I mean? Yes. But if only 10 person and use many hundred thousands of dollars to buy a place, it's not really, we couldn't do it, even if I want to. Because, I don't ask people for donation. I don't receive donation. Only occasionally, when a lot of disaster, then you put money all together and send it to the people, not to me. No cent of the not even 1 cent, it goes through my hand. Even if I want money, I have to ask the disciple and write the reason for it. You know what I mean? Even my own money, because I don't consider anything is mine. I give it to all the public and everything spent into the public. So we help when it's emergency, you see? Otherwise, I also have to take care of the disciples. They have no place to stay, and you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. But even then, emergency, we can sell them all and tell them sit at their house. Yeah. Yeah, really? Yes. Because they can sit at their house and become Buddha as well. Yeah. But what I mean is that my money is not resting somewhere, It should be in the poverty or I would say lecturing around the world and printing free books and free magazines to spread the good news. Yes. You see, so we can't just help everyone and each in the world. Even consider America is the richest country in the world. yeah, most powerful. Still, they couldn't help all of their citizens. You see the homeless people, and the sometimes the other sick people, nobody take care. And we take care of them too, in emergency case. See what I mean? So you can't expect me, as a small woman, a private citizen, to do everything in every corner of the world. I wish I could, but we have to be practical, to see the reality. Yeah? Even if I have a lot of talent and I earn a lot of money, but still in this world, everything is limited, right? As to whom we can help and how the money can be channeled into the hand of the people. Last time there were about 900 children, or 9,000, I forgot. The children who were, because of the ethnic struggle, parents have been killed, and many children are orphans. I wanted to help them so much, but the money cannot go through. The government forbid any outside help to these children even. You know that yourself. In Africa, I forgot where it is. Ethiopia? No. What? Somalia? I forgot the name, but you know that. A lot of children are abandoned, or nowhere to go, and afraid to go back to the massacre place. So I wanted to help, but they forbid anything. You know what I mean? It was difficult. Yes. Yeah.
I was wondering what you think of the idea of a global spiritual bank where the spiritual people pool their resources together so that they gain the energy of the spirit supervised by the spiritual people to help the suffering people so that they can, too, aspire to spiritual attainment.
Yes.
By having spiritual banks, not commercial banks that exploit people, but, invest and make the money grow and cleansed.
To make the spiritual bank and then use that money to invest to help the spiritual people? Is
Not
that
just
right?
spiritual people, everybody, mankind, rather than individual groups trying to do
understand,
it.
understand. If every individual group helps, it would be enough already. Because if we pour all the money into a bank, it's also a very good idea, provided that every and all the disciples of all the spiritual group are honest and knowing how to invest and manage the money. Otherwise, we incur greed and bloodshed by doing that. Therefore, also fame and profit will make people crazy.
If the bank was under the guidance of enlightened beings, that might lessen the chance of that happening.
Understand? But who knows, the one who take care of the money and management are spiritually developed enough. Because you can control only your group of disciples, but you can't control the other group of disciples. That will create misunderstanding and also conflict. I can hardly tell my disciple what to do. If I tell your master disciple what to do, that will be in trouble. Very difficult. You're not the master, you don't know. Not yet. Later you know. If you want to know, you'll be in trouble. If you really wish to be a master, you know more things than I can tell you. It's complicated things. Because I dare tell you something also, that masters are also not always the same. Maybe sometimes the master say he is a master, but he's not truly a master yet. He's not yet outside of greed, anger, and I'll say ego, for fame and profit. I see clearly, but I will not mention names, and I don't want to say about these things. Anybody can be a master. Well, nobody stops you. It's free. Free world, free of charge. And it looks glorious. But if you're truly master, you suffer more than glory, because you truly work for the people, day and night sometimes, and not eating, not sleeping. It happens. But if you're not a master, it's easy to say, and just let people pour money into your resource. And then whether you can handle the money or not is also God's will. See what I mean? When too much money comes inside, you have to think of a way how to distribute it. And you have to have talented people, to know how to invest that money to make it become a good corporation. And that's difficult to find experts, you see. So even small amount of money is easier to handle. And you can see where you can help. It's better that way. Otherwise, people we might think, oh, actually we are spiritual, but we are into money, and also a problem. You know what I mean? Really, when you come to money, the world people will scrutinize you. They will point all the, weapon at you. Wait. And it's also dangerous. After the masters die, suppose the master is enlightened and guide this operation. If the master, something happened to him, or he, or she, and die, and the disciples are left behind, weak and persuaded and influenced by other worldly people who only wants money and fame, or by those who are not initiated but want to be initiated just to be in the management of the money. You never know. You cannot control all. What's that? Huh? And now you see the complication. That's why many of the masters, up to now, I know, don't want to do anything with money investment. You found it. You go and have a look. True master, most master who teach Kuan Yin method are not into money or investment business at all. If they have it, if a disciple willingly or just naturally without asking, give money sometimes, then they use it for propagating the teaching or help the poor people, not investing. Very difficult to do that. But the disciple can invest. Yeah, but you cannot ask them to put all money into one bank and one group control it. Oh, we'll be in trouble. And if too many people control, we are in trouble too, because each one don't agree with each other about what project, and each one want to have the power. Yes, and in such an adventure, we cannot avoid to use non-initiated also to run businesses. And then you will run into trouble with different ideas. And they will blame us for not tolerant or not letting them doing business. And then there will be a lot of more trouble and hatred and no end to it, no end to it. That's why you see even the Buddhas, Jesus, they condemn money. Not because they don't know the value of money when it comes to helping the poor, but they're afraid of this complication. Even me, I work. My paintings sell hundreds of thousands of dollars. Everybody knows that. And I use this private money most of the time to help the people. And I don't ask for you money ever, except when you voluntarily do it in some disaster time. Then we have account everything clearly with receipt and with the place where we sent and the people who receive everything with sign and stamp, so that you can find out whether it's true, whether we have sent it there. Even though the money you put is so little compared to what I put out. Still people accuse me of taking money and of the refugees. So I told them the refugees is so rich, everybody knows. That's why I have to take money from them. I have nowhere else to take the money from. You know what I mean? You know how dangerous it is? So, even the idea is perfect, but the word is not perfect. We can't have a perfect idea in this imperfect world to carry out. That's the problem. I understand, I agree with you completely that we should not have a private enterprise. We should have a world government, a world spiritual leadership. Yeah? And we can even select one to be a world spiritual leader, even all equal master, but you can select one also. Yeah? And work together, fine. But it's very difficult to control all this. Huh? Even they tell me that I take money from the people. And you know how I live. I live in a tent. I don't have a private house. I don't have anything. All the money are in public use and account. I don't run money into my hand. I have never ever signed a check privately or by my hand. I haven't even signed any check for my own use. You know what I mean? Never ever yet. Everything done through public account and organization. Even then. And I earn so much money. And they still think I need more money. What, to buy 10 more tents for me or what? Or to buy a bigger tent, perhaps. Or more fancy tent. Yeah. Please.
I have a request. Have you read the book called Celestine Prophecy?
Self what?
Celestine Prophecy. I
Oh.
assume you probably...
I haven't. Yes.
Okay, this is cutting out on me. I would request that you would read it
What for?
and comment on it to us at a later date.
What for?
It's about a change in the spirituality of the world that's
Oh.
taking place.
Oh. And what is it? Is that all inside? What
Yes.
date? You mean they predicted
No, there's
it?
no date.
They predicted
It's
that
a
we
time
change?
period. It's a
Uh-huh.
period, but there's no date.
Okay, that everybody say that long time ago. Many books say about that.
No, this is a little. This is a
But
lot
no
different.
need to comment on it. What
Okay.
for? I mean, suppose the spiritual change now, okay, and we all know it. But what is the use if nobody else changes it? We change enough. Prophecy sometimes. I read so many books similar, so perhaps. Actually, we just do the real thing, huh? Do the real thing. We change. Now we know and we have the attitude to change it. Because actually, if I have to comment on all books, it takes too long. And sometimes I can't promise you and then I won't read it. Because if the book is bad, I won't read it. It will bore me. Sometimes other people before force me to read many books. And they force it into my hand that you have to read it. And then tell me what. And then I thought it's something good because it come from my disciples. I trust them, so I read it. And then it's really garbage. It's all superstitious and nonsense. And I waste a lot of time reading it because I promised to read. And then so now I don't promise anything. If you want to read individually, you read it. It's always changing in this world, anyhow. Everybody can predict it. Huh? And people say this is Aquarian age, and others say this is Golden Age, and the others say spiritual New Age, and other people say it's No Age, because the world is going to be destroyed. Means end of the world now. So everybody say many things. So I think the main point is that we change ourselves. We go back to the eternal. And no need age or not age or silver age, golden age. We don't want any silver, gold, and we don't want nothing. Right? Because we are eternal. Just go back to the truth, the eternity. Yeah? Actually, the more you practice, the less you want to discuss about what and where and how things will happen, right? I don't want to offend you, really, because you're just new, and I'm very happy to have a new disciples, but it's just my mouth. It can never say contrary to how I feel at that particular moment to a particular person. I run into trouble because of that, but please forgive me. All right? And often after some months or some weeks or maybe some days, you realize that what I say to you today is exactly just for you, exactly good for you. And probably you will come and thank me. But today probably you don't like it. Take your time. It's often happened to other disciples all the time. Sometimes they're angry with me because I say it too straight and not polite way and not sweet way and not the kind of diplomatic way. But 3 days or 3 months later, they come and thank me. Say, "Oh, Master, I know why you say that. Now it's good for me. Thank you very much." I should charge money every time, but I forgot. So if you want to thank me, don't bother. I might charge money this time because I will remember. Any more questions? Yes, please.
Yes, I'm thinking if the situation with the Vietnamese refugees, And I noticed that I think you said that maybe 20 countries, it's been very difficult for
Yes.
them to be accepted.
They have also, as I pressure from other countries, from the country who are in the pact. Because they always work together, they can't work alone.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes they accept already, and then suddenly they change their policy. Yeah.
So my question is, what would be the ideal circumstances in a country that would make it most effective for the refugees to be able to go in and actually adjust to that situation and benefit from it? What would be the ideal conditions and circumstances?
Actually, they are very desperate now. Any country will do. And they say they will go anywhere. I have asked once in Philippines. But anyhow, nevertheless, before, if any country accept them at all, I would tell them first. I would ask them, if the government let me come in and say, this country, such and such condition, would you like to go there? Then we help you, we finance you to go. Yes, you see what I mean? So also we have to need the permission and agreement of the Vietnamese refugees. But only I get the answer first and the definite. Then I can ask them. I cannot ask them now and rise in them high hope, and then later they're more disappointed. I rarely dare tell them in advance. You know, I'm just waiting until truly there is a country and there's agreement between Hong Kong, British, or between that and that country, definitely taking place in black and white, everything done. Then I would dare to tell them, and then I'm sure some will come, if not all. See?
Is there an idea as to the numbers of refugees in, let's say, one particular country?
You mean how much in which country?
To go to one country, you'll say.
Oh, the more the better, of course, you see. But also this country should be stable also, you see, and also have something for them so that they can start with, see. No good if I take them into a very remote area somewhere with no facility whatsoever, so for them, so they can work and they can develop. They will be a burden to the country if they couldn't, you know what I mean? Even though if I have money but nothing to develop with. For example, if a very remote somewhere and even ship cannot come in and no harbor for ship yet, if I bring them there and they have no food, no water, even if I have the money, I have no means to develop with. You can't bring equipment into that places, and you have no electricity to, to make a factory for them to work with. Then of course, it's not very ideal, I think. What do you think?
It's true.
Yes, huh? It would be like put them in one country to another and burden that country. Yes, right.
So it would be necessary to arrange with the government to find a place in the country where there's some kind of development so that when they go in, they can become a part of the development.
They no need to develop very highly, but at least some basic, like there's a good road, we can bring equipment in and to make it ourselves, or some electricity or some equipment so that we can start to do the work or to build the house even. You see what I mean? In some places you can't even go in with ship because no harbor. No harbor existed. And then first you have to build a harbor. It costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes millions of dollars. And then you wait until the harbor finish, which is maybe 1 year or 2 years, and then to take the Vietnamese in. It is not practical. And then have to build electricity first. It costs also millions of dollars. And in a long, long time with the turtle bureaucracy. And then meanwhile the Vietnamese die. What? Yes, you're right. They will die. No, waiting too long. Yeah, no, because they will push them out of the country and they commit suicide. Because they will threaten in Hong Kong now. It says that it's a news for me now. They say maybe they will not commit suicide on 30th of April, but any forced repatriation will spark, commit suicide. So it's just a kind of dying the same. You know what I mean? Yes. Oh, it's so very difficult for me. Yes. Sir, you understand? You understand me? I'm really very pitiful. And I told you yesterday, but press conference you were not in, so you don't know. 722 countries agree, more or less, to send all the Vietnamese back home. Okay. So if I find any country, it must be outside of this 72 country pact, because they cannot violate the agreement that they have signed together.
Is that
Even
a matter
Canada.
of public record, the 72 countries?
What?
Is that a matter of public record, who those 72 countries are?
Oh, sure, you can ask the United Nations.
Okay.
And also, so I have to find outside that. And you know the world have only 100-something country, okay? Some of them are so underdeveloped, no electric, no water, no road. And then some are communist, which they don't want to come. And some are in the war. That, of course, you cannot bring them there. And some are under dictatorship, even though not communist. They don't say communist, but dictatorship. And they also don't want to come in. You know what I mean? So it's very difficult for me. Canada are the most compassionate country. And mostly they sometimes even want to take in the Vietnamese refugees, but they dare not violate against the agreement because they work together. That will affect their economy, their political future, their relationship with other nations, and their protection from other countries, etc., etc. It's also difficult for the nations. I understand their position. But who understands my heart when it breaks and bleeds for the poor refugees? And who understands the refugees who are there and with no one to talk to, nowhere to turn to, and fear persecution returning to Vietnam? So I understand everybody, but that doesn't help me. That doesn't help the refugees. Yes, madam?
I've repatriated from the developed country here in
You are repatriated?
to Africa.
Why?
I'm born in New Jersey,
Uh-huh.
and I've lived in New York City most of my adult life. I'm also an artist,
Yes,
and I was living a very comfortable lifestyle.
yes,
But because of the spiritual path, being
yes,
vegetarian and wanting to live with spiritual people,
yes.
I repatriated to Uganda.
You mean you
I
went
li-
back home voluntarily?
Yeah.
Oh, this is not repatriated. I'm scared of that word.
That's not where I was born, though. I was born
I
there.
know, yes.
Maybe my ancestors are from Africa.
Yes, but you can
And,
bear it because of your strong spirit, right? But not bear it.
But I'm still alive, and
Yeah.
it's a place with no electricity
Mhm.
and no running water yet, but it's rich in natural resources like agriculture and
Understand?
things.
Yes, yes.
And we're trying to build a city there, a vegetarian
Mm-hmm.
city for the peaceful dweller,
Yes.
with all the
Difficult to buy, to build without electricity.
Yeah, but we
Yes.
have to get it. We have to start someplace. Just like
Uh-huh.
I lived in New York,
Yes.
and it didn't always have electricity.
So you started
place
now?
here.
You started
Yeah.
now? Mm-hmm.
It's
Good for you.
It's 1975. So in regards to the
10 years. Oh,
Mhm.
20 years. Nearly
Mhm.
20 years
Mhm.
now. Ah.
and there's a basic infrastructure there.
Yes.
In regards to the Vietnamese refugees, I don't know whether most of them are your disciples or not.
No.
Mhm.
If they are my disciple, easy.
Mm.
They can go live anywhere. No electric, no water, no problem.
Mhm.
I take care of them. But if I bring ordinary people to this place, they will blame me for the rest of their life.
Mhm.
Yes. They're not my disciples. And I don't intend to help them just because they will become my disciples. Even I don't have my disciples alone. Otherwise, I could take a handful of disciples out a long time ago. But I don't. I say I'll help everybody regardless. That's why it takes so long. If I help my disciple, a long time ago, I already take them out. But I don't. I don't want to have my disciple alone. They already have enough spiritual richness inside. Wherever they stay, they'll be okay. I believe that. So even one time, sometimes we contact the lawyer outside. They work for the refugees. And I finance the process, sometimes because they protest. You see, the screening is not fair. They are political refugees, but they don't screen them as such. And also they have relatives in other places, and they want to reunion, but they screen them out. That means they're not refugees. They're going to return to Vietnam. And the lawyer sometimes contact me and ask me for financial help. If I sponsor that, they will, fight in the courts for them. I sponsor them. And he say, okay, later, if we succeed, we can pick another case and argue in the court for them. And which disciple would you like to go out first? I say, all of them inside, I would like them to go out first. But pick whomever you think yourself. Don't ask me to give the name of my disciples. I don't want to do it that way. If you don't believe me, you write to Hong Kong lawyer. His name is Richard. His name is Michael Darwin. Yes. Ask him whether I told you the truth today. Write to him. He's very famous in Hong Kong. If you want the address, our disciple can give, Jenny can give you Michael's address. And ask him whether I tell you it's true, whether I really sign for my disciple and want to help them alone. Never. Because I know my disciple have enough. They have inside. That's more important than outside. Only because of other refugees, they don't have the inside. And they ask for the outside help. I have to help from outside. If they're all my disciple, I send them back to Vietnam right away. I say, go back there. No problem. Everywhere you go, you are protected. Yeah. So, because even if the Vietnamese government jail them, they can't jail their soul. Huh? Even if the Vietnamese government take all their books away, they can't take away their wisdom. What's to worry about? Even if the Vietnamese government forbid me to contact them, they can't forbid our contact because we're inside. We connected inside. So in Vietnam, when my disciple or non-disciple pray for the master to help, they see me appear in there. My mother see me every day. How can they cut away relationship between the disciple and master? No problem. So I have no worry for my disciples. Not 1 inch. Yeah. Besides, the disciples are very strong in their faith. You see, I tell you one story like this. Very, sometimes a little bit stubborn, but they're too strong in their faith. In the camp, there are some Vietnamese disciples. Yeah, sure, there are some in there. And sometimes the other people look at them as my disciple, because they're very quiet and behaving themselves good. So they have very good reputation in the camp. So the camp people let them much freer. They can cook for their self because they eat vegetarian food, and they can meditate, they can do retreat, anything they want in the camp. So some of the people say, oh, well, you are the master disciple, people trust you. Why don't you go up to the UN and tell them that you are the disciples, and then if you go back home, you will be harassed and make trouble because religious not freedom in Vietnam. And if you say so, maybe we can help you also, because some people also have power. And the disciple just sit there and say, no, whatever will come to me, it will come. Stupid, really, but this is too much, but you know what I mean? But just want to show you how secure they feel inside. When everybody want to fight and talk for just to go outside, just to be free, to be in a third country, they just don't care.